Hello, brothers and sisters. This one I'm going to call My God by God. My God. I have a mind, I have a soul, I have a spirit. At least I think I do. Made out of light energy, like all of us. Billions of years old, just like all of us. And everything here. My God. My concept of God. My relationship with God. Not anybody else's. I had a friend just talk to me about another friend's older brother whose daughter died, second daughter to die. I don't think he had any sons. Just too sad for words. Good guy, a really good guy. Just sadness. One of them, I think, was a car wreck, and I think one of them was a sickness related to diabetes. I'm not sure. It doesn't matter. Just a sadness. Life is temporary. We forget about that. We cling to stupid things like wanting to be rich, selfish things, coveting things, and not caring about the community or this earth. God, whatever the concept is, the great creator, whatever created everything, and even if you don't give it a name, the Tao Te Ching would say it's beyond being named. We're little, we're little pieces of this trying to give a name to everything. Kind of foolish. And then we follow it and we stay in line. Maybe the biggest part about a lot of religions just, be quiet and stay in line. Mind your elders, mind your masters, mind the rich. Poor people be quiet. Workers be quiet. Yeah, just sad, 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 sad. A respect for life, a respect for each other, an honoring of life, honoring of each other and this earth. We don't do that. If there's something called sin, that would be a monumental sin, and that's on us. So I don't want a lot of preaching. I don't want people preaching to me about their God. A lot of people in America voted for a criminal, dishonorable, dishonest, fraud, sexual abuser, liar, thief, traitor, racist. Religious people voted for him. What kind of a religion is that? Lost, Lost, if you ask me. Lost. I read a lot about the revolution or more the Constitution and the ideas, not so much the wars. Uh, what is this? It talks about Roger Williams, who was kicked out of Massachusetts. He's questioning some of the ways they teach the Bible there, the Puritans, and saying, look, God gave the Indians this land. They've been here forever. We have to pay them. We can't just take their land. So that was one reason he's kicked out. But he's talking about conformity. You have to conform. And that's a big part of Trump's thing is you people are supposed to conform to their idea of religion. And they keep it really vague. Christian nationalism, maybe the Ten Commandments, and interpreting those has gone on for centuries and centuries. What do they mean? Thou shalt not kill. Some people talk about abortion, but they don't talk about war, or they don't talk about killing a spirit by creating a great number of people in poverty so they'll work cheap. How you treat the least of mine is how you treat me. How you treat the least of humanity is how you treat God. I kind of think that's Matthew. Matthew 25, 30 to 40, or 35 to 40, something like that. I learned that when I was volunteering at Seven Hills Homeless Center because I saw it more in my face every day. How we don't give a shit about the least of mine. So this is called My God by God because I don't believe in many people's gods out there, the self-righteous people that are saying, look, I know God and you're a blasphemer. You're the enemy from within. You're the devil's tool. What a bunch of hateful people, hateful ideology, really just so much self-pride, self-righteousness, judgment, everything you're not supposed to do. There was another guy that kid died at 4 years old, brain cancer. I don't want to hear people say God's will. It's too tragic to say. I don't think God had anything to do with my friend's older brother, his two daughters dying, or that 4-year-old getting brain cancer. Life is temporary. Some get a lot less years than others. It should teach us something about loving life and each other. But it hasn't yet. We need to talk about inequality and concentrated wealth. We've cut taxes on the rich for so long, since at least back to Reagan. Always Republicans. These independents, I'm not sure who to vote for. You don't know. Well, the Republicans cut taxes on the rich. The Democrats raise taxes on the rich. The Republicans say, hey, now we have a deficit. We need to cut programs like Social Security and Medicare and food for hungry children. The Democrats say we need to tax the rich and use that money to make a more equitable society and fully fund Social Security and Medicare and feed children that are hungry, and maybe even support a housing culture where people actually can afford to live a decent life and get rid of the ghetto. We don't need the ghetto. We want the ghetto. We don't give a shit. The ghetto. We want to blame people because we don't want to look at ourselves as being the culprits. Now, you got the world's richest man trying to run this country, buying an election. Supreme Court, the Republicans voting for that. Spending $250 million on the election. Supreme Court Republicans called that freedom of speech. There's another part of the preamble, it talks about a more perfect union, general welfare, and you're destroying the general welfare. We are destroying. This is a democracy. My God by God, and my God is, the idea is love and compassion and honor and standing in awe of ourselves and this world and creation and life, and not loving material wealth. We're It's a sickness. We're addicted to loving material wealth. It's all about me. And some of the poor Republicans, I don't know if they know what they're doing, or they're all amped up about guns or abortion or trans rights, so they don't even think about money, which is how you live or die. Do you have enough money for a home or food? So they may be voting ignorantly or passionately just on one or two issues. But a lot of really rich Republicans that are funding all this stuff, they're going to live in a society that's very sick. They can't get away from that, even behind their gates, trying to hide with all their money on the 50th floor or behind all these gates. We have to create a good society. We need to. Anyway, I'm going to try to share maybe some. And that's what I try to put on my paintings is, ecstatic energies, affections and beauty, existence, something positive. I want to be positive. I'm not going to put negative things on these. I don't want it on your wall every day. Understanding, expanding into safe landing. Expanding. We need to grow as a human beings. We need to grow as societies. We need more love today than yesterday. We need more love tomorrow than today. Not more personal wealth, more love. You are so good, my star, covered in glory, life divine. That's our story. I think they call them motifs. I got into this motif, you can tell. And you can tell I'm not a very good artist. But I like, it's fun. Transcendence, common sense, innocence. Transcendence and innocence and common sense. Are they the same thing? Expanding, legislation, love. Legislation. What's the legislation that you want to see that's going to help our society? What's the legislation? What are the policies? A lot of people are just talking generalities. Trump even took down the platform. This is 2 elections ago. So let's not even talk about policies. I'm gonna keep it real general. Talking about hating immigrants or hating the liberals or hating the Chinese or hating. Just get people angry and hating others and tell them how great they are, like a lot of dictators do, tyrants. I kind of like that one. I like the colors. Ecstatic, euphoric, intuitive soul, humanity, humility. We're not big on humility. You just elected somebody that keeps telling everybody how smart he is. I'm the smartest guy. I'm smarter than any of these generals. There's babies and dopes. Even though he didn't. He had 4 deferments and then he didn't go to Vietnam because he said his feet hurt. But he knows more than the generals and their babies and dopes. That's who you voted for, America. Yeah, I don't want your God. I don't believe in that kind of God. What is this one? Yeah, I can use the same thing. Understanding into safe landing. I kind of like it's like the guy standing there with his hands in his pockets. Great deeds can be accomplished. I think this is Buddhism. I like Buddhism, Taoism, the Upanishads from Hinduism. It's just a lot of positive stuff. And that's what I want is the positive stuff. Citizen, be ready, because everything is heavy, and you are here to try to understand everything. And everything is heavy. Citizen, be ready. Yeah. I believe in democracy. Democracy believes in you. You have to be ready. you have to try to understand everything. It can be overwhelming for everybody, for me. So much I don't understand. But intuitively, I think we have a good idea of what honesty is, and truth, and honor, and love. It's not greed, mammon, and what's the other word? Mammon, the love of money. Above all things, love each other deeply. I like that. That's the Bible. Above all things, love each other deeply. That's awesome. This world is a dream from high command. We cannot understand. As you can tell, I just like colors. One thing about a woman's dress, I mean, I think women are beautiful. Men, we're okay, I guess. I mean, we're divine too, but I just think women are more beautiful. So I'll go with them. And the dress, that just gives you more options. The Creator who is in all creatures, that which is born and to be born, its face is everywhere. I think that's the Upanishads. Trying to get these, none of, I don't think any of these, well, some of these are finished, but I'm still working on the colors, trying to get the colors right. I kind of like this. I like the shirt and the dress. I thought about how we're such a weird, human beings are so weird. We're scared of the nipple. We're scared of the woman's nipple, but we're not scared about violence. We can just show all this violence on TV, in movies, in sports, just all this violence. In football, it's so popular, all the brain damage that we don't want to talk about, but all these hits. Oh, that was a good hit. Yeah, it was brain damage for probably both of them. But this idea that the woman's nipple is dirty, but all this violence, that's okay. That's pretty weird. That's pretty weird. It just says beautiful. A lot of people like the black and white or the gray, and I find it interesting. Ansel Adams, but I like color. I'm in a world of color, so I like color. Sometimes you make mistakes painting, and then you have to do something different. So I think I made a mistake, and then I did this red part on the teddy bear, and it's like a things that go around your neck, a scarf. A teddy bear scarf. The reality of the unity of life. I like that. The reality of the unity of life, including the unity of the teddy bear and the horse, and me and you. I could go on. These are what I'm working on these days. Kind of like this one. And the nice thing about painting is you make up your own. Am I going to fill in that circle? I don't think so. I'll just leave it like that. What does it say? Understanding, immanent and transcendent, supreme reality, covet nothing. Naturalness will bring great pleasure, reveal true feelings. Also, what's it called? The I Ching. I like the I Ching. I don't believe in it like, you know, these hexagrams and, okay, this is what is, it's just general common sense, like a horoscope might say. Today is a good day to be honest and say hello to friends and to rekindle old friendships. Yeah, that's every day. One sheds all selfish desires and sorrow and becomes united with the ultimate supreme. That's probably the Upanishads. That sounds like the Upanishads. And hopefully color can, just help you, make you feel good. I remember having actually she was an ex-girlfriend, but we were working together. What's that say? The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. Should this have a head? That's what I'm one thing I'm thinking about, should it have a head or just leave it like that? The Tao that can be told is not the eternal Tao. These words we talk about in our religions are not capable of reaching the heights of the spirit world and the ultimate supreme. Same thing. Not sure if she'll have a head or not, or what kind of or if it'll just be a hat. Anyway, I want you to have fun. I was going to say, so maybe just colors and form and can make us feel better. Uh, so my girlfriend, she was a aromatherapist. I just thought, oh, come on, how ignorant is that? Aromatherapy, like that has some. But then if you gave me something that, like lemongrass, it's nice. So what just happened? All of a sudden I felt good. Lemon, I like that. So it just changed my mood. Aromatherapy, I guess. I don't know. There's a really good. I've only watched half of it, but documentary by Ken Burns, and I think it was his sister and her husband. I forget. But Michelangelo. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Da Vinci. I want to learn more about both those guys. I want to go to Florence now and Milan, where Da Vinci hung out a lot and did some unbelievable work, including other. They were talking about, was it Milan or Florence, where he came in and this guy's very gifted, but there's some gifted artists before, in the early 1400s. He came in 1450. I forget when he was born exactly, but illegitimate. His parents were not married, never married. In fact, his dad, I think, moved to Florence and he lived with his mom in a small town. She married and he married. And he might have moved to Florence. I'm not sure, but interesting person, and just the concepts that they're talking about, beauty and art and nature. He was a nature boy, which I can relate to, coming from the Ozarks and growing up next to the woods. Right outside my house was the woods. Fantastic. I loved, my dad was pretty cold, sometimes kind of violent alcoholic. So it was an escape, I guess, too. It was a harbor, safe harbor, but beautiful and natural, and maybe probably gave me more positivity, positive outlook on life, which I think I still have. But yeah, I wrote that down. My God by God, not conformity. I don't want you to follow my God. My God is for me. My relationship is mine, different than anybody else's. I was created different than anybody else. I try to learn from all these other ideas. When I was in Morocco, I like when they do this. That's so nice. That's so nice. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. You say, oh, that's Muslim. Peace to you, and peace unto you. Just wishing somebody peace. Now you can say, hello, hello, that's nice. But what if you say, peace unto you, and peace unto you? That's a little better almost. Or it is better, I don't know. Salam alaikum, alaikum salam. Alhamdulillah, all praise to God. Inshallah, in God's will. I could say, in Chukfu min bad, in Chukfu min bad. It sounds like Japanese to me. But I think if you say in Chukfu min bad, it's like, I'll see you tomorrow. I say, Inshallah. You don't know. God willing, I'll see you tomorrow. And I thought that was funny. And humble, we're talking about humility. America's having a problem right now. A lot of the men are supposed to be so tough and muscles and woman keep a woman in her place. What does that mean? You're not helping lead this community. You're not helping lead this country. We need to deal with climate change. That's destroying so much. And that's raising prices. All these people talking about prices. Well, climate change is helping create prices in your groceries rising or destroying so much that they have to raise home insurance and home costs. You deny that, it's a crime because you're putting everybody at risk. You're putting everybody and everything in harm's way. You believe in God? Well, you're helping destroy this beautiful planet that God created by denying climate change. It doesn't, and it's not the scientists saying this, it's these fucking idiots that are promoted by billionaires on their podcasts and their billionaire media. They're addicted to money and money. It's a fever, it's a sickness. They don't know how to tell the truth. It's all about the money. So climate change are like, oh no, we can't go that direction because that's going to mess up this money that's coming in, this money train. Gas, coal, and oil, somebody's going to own that and make a lot of money on it. Solar, wind, water, you're not going to own those things. Where are we going to invest? Well, they're going to buy housing and then rent that out to the little people and charge a lot of money. And if you're really poor, you'll go homeless or stay in a shelter. And otherwise, you're going to spend over half your income to pay rent to a hedge fund or private equity firm or billionaires. So you want to be a tough guy, well, just be tough in standing up for your people, standing up for humanity, standing up for God, creation. Be honorable. Be honest about it. Climate change and inequality. And when I talk about inequality, the first thing you have to do is help those feed the hungry, house the homeless, protect those under threat, clothe the naked. And yes, we need a wealth tax. We need more, instead of like this, which is going like this, you're not going to have a democracy or a decent community if it's like a kingdom, an aristocracy up here, the billionaires and multimillionaires and people struggling. It's going to have to be closer. That's humanity. That's community. That's a real democracy, not a made-up democracy, not a fraud, not a fraudulent democracy. Whatever we want. And right now we either don't want to deal with it, which is making the problems worse, or some of the people that do want to deal with the problems, they're making the problems worse because they don't give a shit about the rest of us. They don't give a shit about the heat and about the first man-made mass extinction of divine life. There's God for you. All this divine life on this planet that we don't protect. How can you love God but you don't love Earth? That doesn't make sense. So I wish you well. And I wish you centeredness and peace and harmony and much love and a connection to this beautiful planet and these beautiful people, many whom they're beautiful. They may be lost in voting, poor people voting for the rich, or lost rich people addicted to the drug of personal wealth. And it's so destructive what we're doing right now. Hottest summer in 2,000 years last year, or maybe that was this summer, I forget. we keep breaking records. So be a good citizen, be a good human being, shine your light, hold a hand, walk in the woods, love ourselves, love the earth, love each other. Among all things, love each other deeply.